Good morning, everybody. This is Brandon. I just want you know we'll be starting in a couple minutes, just waiting for everyone else to join in.
Went on.
Okay, it looks like we are going to get started on here. So today's topic for our training is going to be the client manager, or CRM as we refer to it. This is going to probably be a two-parter, only because there is a lot to cover, and I want to make sure that I cover everything and all the tools that are available to you in depth. So what I'm going to do is basically show you how the clients get added to the CRM, and how you do your follow-up, the lookup, and the details that are going to be um, shared with you when we do when you do generate a lead. So I am going to share my screen here for you in a second. Okay, there we go. So this is, before we get started, I just wanted to introduce, we have somebody joining us, Rand Smith, who is the owner of Client Creator. He wasn't available to join us last week for me to introduce, but he is joining us today. And I want to just make sure he gets his mic activated. Rand, are you on? Oh, okay, he's not on yet. All right, no problem. When he does join up, we'll have him come out and introduce himself. So when we do come to the dashboard, I do just want to reiterate that if you log in and you see an update needed, then our team does need something from you on your account. So I just wanted to make sure that anybody does check on this and make sure that when you log in, if you have update needed, then there is something that is needed. So make sure you click on that and just review the message that is in your account to try to help our team with anything that they may need. But most of you should be pretty much through the setup process. All of your social media should be connected or in the setup process of being connected. If that is not the case, please do reach out to us so that we can figure out what steps were missed or how we can get that resolved. But by this point, everybody should have their lead capture pages, their email drip campaigns, and their setup pretty much completed at this time. You just double check before I start. Rand, are you available? As audio is not working, no worries. So we're going to go into the client manager, and that is located here. So if you click on your client manager, now this is our test system, so there's no clients in here yet. But this is where all of your active clients are going to be, and where they're going to be displayed once a lead is generated. So what I'm going to do real quickly, just to show you the process, how a lead capture page generates the lead and how the information gets added. I'm actually going to open up one of our sample lead capture pages and just go through the process here. So I'm going to go in and just fill this out. Support. I'm sorry. And this is what a client is going to be completing for you on the lead capture page. We're going to go through here, and this is going to take us to a verification page. I'm going to log in on that. Just got to enter my code from my. Sorry, must have
Hey,
entered it.
Brandon.
Oh, you are there, Rand. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Here I am. I had a little sound trouble.
No, no problem at all. No problem at all. I was just going through this, so let me just complete this real quick, and I'm going to
Sure.
just show everybody how this activates. So I'm just going to go in and get the code from the system. I'm sorry, just any. Oh, it's making me complete this. Sorry, these verification things. Okay, so it's going to text me a code. So I get a text message code to my cell phone, and the cell phone access code, this is how we validate that a client is entering in either a valid email address and or a cell phone number. So when they go through the lead capture page, they're going to receive a code, and I'm sure everybody has received the code, when they're logging in or activating something to validate their information. So they have to actually get this code and put this information in successfully for us to validate the information. So now it's going to ask us for the number of baths. Let's say we need 3 baths, 3 bedrooms, any area is fine. And I'm looking to buy a home in 30, 60 days. Okay, so that is the basic way that a lead capture page generates the lead for you. So you saw it comes in pretty quick. They fill out their information. They get a validation code to verify their email and their cell phone, and the lead is then generated to you. You as the realtor will now receive the text message and or the cell phone or the email letting you know that you have the lead. So if we come back to our CRM, and we're going to see this populated into the system here. I did it twice by accident, so that's what it's here. You'll see one of them says verified, and the other one does not say verified. What that means is basically one of the leads completed the validation code that we entered in, and one of them did not. So does that mean that it's a good lead or a bad lead? Not necessarily. It means that they just might not have completed the information. The information that they entered still could be valid. You would just have to try to reach out to them. But when it's verified, it means that they successfully completed the validation for their system. So that means that the email address and or cell phone that you have on this lead is good. So summary of this information that is on here, telling you the name of the client. I just put in client creator as a test, the date that the lead came in, the email address, and the source of the lead. I filled out a 3-bedroom home lead. So that's going to give you a summary of what you're receiving. Now, you can see a lot more information if you click on the view to the right of any of your leads. That's going to bring up the details of this information right here. Okay, you can see right now the initial lead is scrolling, it's pulling up information. It is scrubbing the internet to find as much information as it possibly can on this client just by the email address and or the cell phone number. So it's going to find as much information as possible based on that, based on what they entered. And they didn't put in anything else. All they put in there is their email address and phone number. But from that, you can see that it populated additional email address right here, additional phone number that's associated with them, the company that they work for. And if you look over here, you'll see social media accounts that are found. These are all social media accounts tied to this client. So not only do you have an email address, a cell phone number, multiple, you also have social media accounts that you can contact them through. So just by one click of the button, you're able to find so much information on this client, you know, very easily, multiple ways to communicate with them and reach out to them and get more information on them. You could probably even go to some of these social media accounts and possibly find their address to send them a mailer. So there's so many opportunities for you to reach out and contact these clients just by going in and viewing the details of the client that's entered in. So what we have here is basically a summary, and I'm going to try and cover as much of the basics that you need to follow up with your clients and to view the information on here. So when we clicked up here, obviously the name's listed up here, and automatically assigned client ID by the system, the date that they came in, excuse me, an address of the information that they have. Now, buyers typically do not have an address associated with their account, but sellers do. Obviously, sellers, we want to try and get the property address of the home that they're trying to sell. So that would be listed here. But if you're in contact with the client and you want to update this information, I'm going to show you how to add the address. So let's say you reach out to them and you do find their address or you do find it on their social media, you'll be able to add that information on here. Birthday, you can put this information in, and this also applies to people that you might want to bring into Client Creator from another CRM or clients that you have. You can put this information out there. It notifies you when you have an upcoming birthday for a client. Sends you reminders. You can send them out a message, whatever it may be. Phone numbers, we have cell phone numbers and old school landline numbers. I don't know how much in existence they are anymore, but some people still do have them. But it populates that information in here as well. I talked about the seller address. If the mailing address is different than the seller's property address, you can update that information here just so you have it. So if you're sending them anything out directly and it's different than the property address, you can put that here. Age, gender, location, and employment. So let's say I want to change any of these here. I can put in here and click on the edit button, and I can update any of these fields that are in here. I can put in anything that I want. I can change any of these. I can put in, update the information, their location, gender. So all I would do is update this and put on there, let's say their male. I mean, I'll put that pretty easy and hit save, and it'll automatically update the information, and you'll see it populates male on here. So the other things we have below that are the client type. So if we can click on the client type. So we have multiple options for client types: 30-day buyers, regular buyers, expired listing, FSBO, hot seller leads. I mean, all of these are on here. But if you have a specific client type that your business uses that you want to add onto here, you can do that here. You just click on add, type in the client type that it is, and hit save. Okay, so if we did test client type, I think I had one in there, so I'm going to do it test client type 2, just so we know that it's on there. You have test client type and test client type 2. So if you want to create your own client type and assign this client to that type, you just click on the type and hit save, and you'll see it comes up as the client type 2. And this is good too. So if you're trying to search for specific clients, if you have them categorized in client types, like we saw the one that said buyer in 30 days. If you wanted to find all of your buyers in 30 days that you have signed, you can easily search that from the client system. Same thing with the status. These are different statuses that they have here: in progress, working, active. So let's just say they're active. Click on active and hit save. It'll change it to active. The home value is for the home value of the property of the seller's home, but because we do not have a property address in here, let me just see if I can put something in there for real quick. Sorry, I'm with.
You can use mine if you want.
Oh, sure. Yep, absolutely. What is that? Go ahead.
39257 Del Parque Court, 3 words, PARK. Very good. Court, Murrieta, California.
MURRIETA,
Murrieta,
and zip code.
92562.
Gonna have a few visitors after I do this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have a populated, and again, I went into the edit. I'm sure everybody saw that, and I updated the property address and click saved, and now you can see that the address is up here. Okay. So now if, again, this is the buyer lead that we went through, but if this was a seller lead and you wanted to see the home value of the property, you would just click on the property address and it automatically comes up with an area view of the property, gives you the location of the property, the market value, rental information, the lot size, square footage, the year built, township. So it gives you a summary of the home within a click. So it's real easy to see the property value and a quick synopsis of the information for their home. Just by just by putting it on there, it just tells you it's a single family home on 5 acres, so forth and so on. So pretty cool feature to be able to access the home value and home information, with photos as much, within a couple of clicks. I mean, you can zoom out, zoom in. This is pulled from Google satellite images. So nice, easy way to do that. Okay, the preferences section. Preferences is going to give you a little bit more details that are in the client information. So this is going to tell you the source of the lead. Now, because I went through the lead capture page of this, it's going to tell you the lead capture page name that I came through. So whatever it may be, that's going to be the source of the system. I mean, source of the lead. Acreage, these are all optional fields that are put on different lead capture pages. So different lead capture pages are going to have different information. The area of interest you saw when I went through the lead capture page, I didn't put any area just to test it out. Price range, property type, when I went through, I put 3 beds, 3 baths. So all of this information is optional within the lead capture page when it's set up. Now, when they go through a lead capture page, not all of these areas are required. So some may be filled out, some may not be filled out. So whatever the client is willing to give you is going to be displayed here. But again, if you reach out to them, you contact them, and they give you more information, you can update the client details, with that information so that you have a clearer picture of what they're looking for. In a home, whether again they're buying or selling. But again, these are just some optional fields, basic real estate information that you have on here. At the very bottom here, you'll see it says Monday Morning Coffee and has the subscriber saying yes. By default, everybody that's added to your CRM in Client Creator initially is defaulted to receive the Monday Morning Coffee. Now I did go over the Monday Morning Coffee and how to activate it on the last training last week, but by default, they will automatically start to receive the Monday Morning Coffee. And this is huge because while they're receiving, the drip campaigns and while they're receiving messages from you, they're going to start receiving this Monday Morning Coffee each week. And this is going to go on indefinitely. And every week, they're going to receive the Monday Morning Coffee content from you, with your information on it. So they're going to constantly receive information in your name, your information, each Monday morning. And this Monday Morning Coffee is a great newsletter that goes out. It gets rave reviews from everybody. It's got a real estate snapshot on it, very small, and then it has an awesome story, feel good story that really people love to read, and it's kind of very inspirational. So this is a huge thing for everybody that gets brought into your CRM, and this applies too for people that you're importing into Client Creator. If you added clients from your previous CRM, or you have a database that was added to the CRM and Client Creator, again, then by default are going to start to receive the Monday Morning Coffee as well. Okay, a couple of sections over here are notes that you can add to the client type, to the client. So if you talk to them today, let's say I talked to them today, spoke to them on the phone. Okay, and then we click on save. It's going to add this note onto the system, onto the client, just so you have, a history of what you've done with this client. You spoke to them on the phone, you're going to follow up with them, sent them a list of homes, whatever it may be, you can put that information on here, and that will, allow you to keep a quick, once you click on the client, you'll be able to see the notes pretty quickly and give you a history of what you've already done. So a nice, really organized way of keeping track of what what you need to do. The second section up here is tasks. So we're going to click on that, and let's say that you have a call scheduled with this client. So let's click on call. We're going to do the start date's going to be, we'll do now, and then time is good. We'll do 11:25. And then the end time is going to be today, and we'll do 12:25. It's going to be the end time. Okay, call client. Okay, so we can put a little quick summary. Notify email. Notify email is going to remind you that you have an upcoming appointment. It's going to notify you um, and text you as well if you select these. So I want to get a notification on an email. I want to get a notification via text. And if I want to also notify the client of an upcoming appointment. So this is an option you may or may not want to use if you want to have it text and email the client to let you know about the system. But if if you don't want to put that on there, you don't have to. And the number of days to remind. Let's say I want to start reminding me 2 days prior to this event. And you click on save. So that'll save it in the tasks, and you can view that here. If you click on tasks, you'll see you have a call scheduled at 7:22, 11:25 to 12:25. Call client to discuss. So obviously I set this for today, but if it was 2 days from now, I would receive a notification from client creator saying you have an upcoming call with this client. And again, if it was marked that the client would receive it, it would be sending an email and a text to the client as well, letting them know that they have an upcoming call with you, on the date and time. But you can do different types of tasks here. You can do a call, you can have an appointment, or you can make it a to-do list. So each of these different are available to you to, again, help you manage your clients and the things that you need to do. I'm sure there's a million things that you're trying to manage with multiple clients and details. So this is just trying to help you get better organized to make sure that the system's reminding you and you don't forget to do something. And you can set this up pretty quickly. You obviously see I set that call up within a couple of seconds just to add it to the client details. So a real cool way to to set up some reminders and manage your clients a little bit easier within Client Creator. Again, everything is we do and set up has been with the the real estate agent in mind to make it super easy and super quick to do things. So we don't make it overly complicated, but we make the functionality pretty easy. So even if I wasn't discussing this with you today, you should, you pretty much could typically figure out what this, what this is doing. Okay. So now we're going to go over to the send email. And again, I probably don't have to go over this crazily, but this is going to send an email to the client. So it's going to take the test account. This is going to be your email address for your account. Whatever you log into or have it set up with Client Creator. It's going to tell you the client that you're sending it to. And if you have a subject you want to put on here, you just put in here. Okay. And automatically pulls in your default signature. So that's already in there. And you just type your message and you hit send. Okay. And that's going to send the message directly to the client. Done. You just sent that client an email. So it's it's pretty quick again to communicate with them. If you have to send them out a reminder or something like that, you can put that on here. Same thing with this next one. Send a text. going to send a text message. You're going to text them the cell phone of the person. It does pull in a signature on here. Now you can you can remove that if you don't want to, but by default we pull in a signature so that the client knows who it's coming from. But yeah, just type in the text message. Now you'll see, obviously, this text message doesn't have all the bells and whistles that an email does. You can't bold or do anything like that because it's just like you typing a text, from your phone. You just type the text message and send it out. We do get asked about the emoji cons that come on here. You can add them. You can put them in here. However, I don't always recommend that because sometimes when those emoji cons come and it's from a system like this, it can be picked up as in a spam filter. So I would try to keep the message as professional and clean as possible without all of those extra fluff things on there, only because they can be triggered. It's kind of like an email that gets triggered for spam. Certain things set off an email filter. Text messages now have that same type of filtration system. I'm sure you've seen that where you can mark things as spam as well. So I want to make sure that you know that I would not recommend it. I know sometimes it makes them look good, but I would not recommend it. But again, another simple, easy way to send the client a text message right from your CRM, and gets it done as well. Now, the way to track your emails, you notice I was doing the notes and the tasks, everything was all down here, but you can track your emails as well. This will track all the emails sent to the system. It'll track the Monday morning. I mean, you can see on this, he got notified that he had Monday morning coffee, so he must be on the Monday morning coffee list. It's going to tell you all of the details of your clients, of your emails. You can see that it's delivered. He opened it up one time. It doesn't show that he clicked on anything, but he may not have had a link in there. But if you want to view more details, you can just click on the view and it'll pull up all of the information for the client information, the date he opened it, the date he delivered it. So some pretty cool stuff if you're really trying to track delivery of all of your emails to make sure that they are getting through. But you can see here it's processed, delivered, open. All of that information is on there. The subject of the email, who it's from. So you can click on that on any of these messages. The green background is good. If it's a red background, that means it was not delivered, and you'll see that unfortunately all of those were delivered. So, but if it was sent to and it was not, or it was rejected by the client, or anything was reported on that as being negative, you would see a big red background on here. So I would just have, double check on that to see why. It will tell you why it was, not delivered. Maybe it's a bad email address, or maybe they opted out or reported it as spam. So you do want to make sure that you're monitoring your emails that are going out, because the more deliveries you have, the better your reputation for your email address is going to be. And obviously the better delivery you're going to have. So again, quick way to see all of your emails that are sent out, and whether they're opening them, whether they're clicking on the information. Same thing with your text messages. This is going to send you all the text messages that are going out here. You can really see this information, outgoing, incoming. So if you're sending emails out and getting sending text messages out, getting text messages in, this tracks all communication from that client. So a real easy way to see if you sent them something, or if they replied back to you. It manages all of your communication, right within the details of the CRM. So you'll be able to see everything that they've received on text messages and incoming and outgoing. So now, one good question I do get is if you send something from your own cell phone to this client, which you can do, obviously, this will not track that. This will only track communication through the client creator portal. It will not track it. There's no way for us to be able to track messages that are going in and out of your own cell phone. So this will, again, only show information that is displayed within the client creator portal. So we do get asked that a lot, and there's no way that we can tie into to your cell phone to show those messages. That would unfortunately be a big security breach by the cell phone provider. So they would not allow that. Okay, so that covers the messages and the tasks in pretty good detail. So I'm just going to go back and now go into the email and drip campaigns. Now, email and drip campaigns are messages that get assigned to the client. Once they enroll on a lead capture page, all of your lead capture pages automatically have a drip campaign assigned to them, so that the moment that they interact with your lead capture page, they get assigned to a text and a email drip campaign. So they'll start to receive messages almost immediately from you. I signed up on the 3-bedroom home. So the 3-bedroom homes has a 4-step home buyer email campaign assigned to it. So you see right here, it says that this client is now on a 4-step home buyer. Last message sent, it was just assigned, so there won't be any message yet. They'll probably update later today when a message was sent. But I can go in and I can view this campaign just by clicking on the little modify right here. It'll bring up all of the messages that are in the campaign. So you'll see this is going to be the message that goes out today. It's going to tell you the message that goes out in 2 days, I'm sorry, 3 days, so forth and so on. So you can scroll down and just see all of the messages that this client is going to receive, the subject of the message, which is located here, and the date of the message that they're going to get it, and then the body of the message that's going to be, right here, obviously. So this will show you all of the messages that are preset in this campaign. And you can go down and you can see that 814 is about the last time that they're going to receive a campaign message on this campaign. So you'll know it's about 30 days of messages that they'll receive. And that's pretty much about average. Some of the campaigns are a little bit longer, depending on the content that they have, but 30 days is usually the average on what we're doing. Hopefully you have reached out to these clients prior to that and possibly engaged or generated them, with information. The one thing I do want to make sure I'm clear about is that if they are looking for homes for sale, we do not send them homes for sale. Anything that is being sent for available homes for sale in your market area, you do need to provide. So if they're looking for 3-bedroom homes in your market area, you have to send them a list of homes from your IDX or from your realtor board. Client Creator does not send that to them. That would be part of the follow-up process that you would need to do. So once the lead's generated, anything that they need or looking for, you would take over and follow up from that point on. We do enroll them in the email and drip campaigns, but we don't provide them any specific details like homes for sale, pricing, anything like that. That would all be part of the your follow-up process and engagement directly with them. Okay, now I am going to go through the email and drip campaigns and how to customize these on another training session, but I just want you to have an idea on how to access what messages they're getting, what the dates are and the information that they're getting so that you know what the customer is receiving. So you have an idea of the messages that are being sent out, and so that you're clear about, what they're receiving. And you should know what information that they are getting. So that's the email campaigns. And they're also going to be on a text campaign as well. Text campaigns are going to be much, much shorter, not only in content, but in days that they're sent as well. Because texts are usually to their phone and their phone is attached to them constantly, we do not want to be overly intrusive. So we try to limit how many messages they're actually getting and the frequency that they're getting them. And same thing with this one, I can click on modify and it's going to bring up the messages. So they'll get one, say today, one tomorrow, and one the next day, and that's pretty much it. If they haven't reached back out to you or communicated with you, we do not want to keep on sending them text messages. So We're very careful in making sure that we're not overly aggressive with as many text messages, because you know as well as I do, if I'm getting a million text messages, that just makes me angrier. So hopefully if they're getting a text message and they're getting back to you, then that's a positive thing. But again, if they're not getting back to you, if they haven't reached out to you by the third day after they signed up, we don't want to keep on sending them information out. So I would make sure that you manage the text messages and the clients' campaigns, cautiously with this. Only send them text messages if they're communicating with you, or if you're reached out with them, if they reached out to you. But that's just our process on the text campaigns. Emails are a little bit easier because it's a little bit easier to manage. It's not so instantaneous, but when you're sending them a message to their cell phone, they're getting it pretty quickly. And again, I'm going to go over the details of the email and text campaigns, but like I said in the beginning, there's so many tools and features in the client creator system that I just want to make sure that you have the basic functionality of everything on here. The next part of this is going to be the contact and social search. And this is huge. You saw that it looked all that information up at the beginning of this Zoom training. But if you want to reach out to them directly, you just basically click on any of these profiles and it'll take you right to the profile. I'm not signed in on this, but you can see it took me right to Rand Smith's profile. He's in the background here. If I was logged in, it would show me all of his information on here and I could direct message him. But that's how easy it is to go right to their social media profile and try to communicate with them, that way. So just again, providing you multiple ways to reach out to these clients and try to get them to engage with you or have you communicate directly with them. And social media is a huge way to reach out to clients because, again, it's not as intrusive, but you send a message through social media, they're going to get it. They can look at it at their leisure as well. So, it's not as bad as sending text messages all the time, but it's better than email kind of thing too, because they're going to be on their social media profiles and they're going to check messages because that's the first thing that pops up. But yeah, this will show you.
Most agents, excuse me, I'm sorry,
Yep.
one thing. Most agents do not contact their leads through their Facebook or Twitter or any of their social media. It's a great way to go around the corner and find a different way to start your communication or continue your communication.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, since we brought this up, since we added these features to Client Creator with the social media, our realtors love it. I mean, it's a great way to directly communicate, and it's definitely increased the retention on engaging with the clients as well. So I would highly recommend, if it pulls up contact and social search, to use those. And you can go into a platform that you're comfortable with. If you have Facebook, I would use Facebook. That would be the primary one. Same thing with Twitter and LinkedIn. If it has Instagram, there's one that will pop up here. Don't see one that came in for his profile, but if the client does have those other social media platforms, they will populate those here, and you can access them. You can access them here. But yeah, a great lookup tool. If for any reason, this shouldn't be, but if for any reason that the contact and social search is showing up empty here, you can just perform a quick lookup by just clicking on this button. It'll tell you it's going to take it, a couple seconds to process it. You just hit process lookup and it'll automatically process the lookup and provide you with the results almost immediately. So again, the lookup should happen automatically, but if it doesn't, you can just hit the process lookup and it'll look up that information right away. The next section below this is a phone number lookup. So this would only be used if you had an email address and not a phone number, or if you had a property address only. Let's say you just had the property address, that's all you have. Maybe you have clients that you only have their property address. You can put that information in here. And this will do similar to the social media scrub. This will do a phone number lookup. This takes a little bit longer to process. So what you do is you click on that. It'll do a phone number search for that property address and see what the results can be. Typically, it takes about 10 minutes to complete. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer, sometimes a little bit faster. But when you process this lookup, what happens is it queues the system to do this data lookup. And then it'll be available usually shortly after, but it's not instantaneous. That's why I just make sure everybody knows it's not instantaneous. Some people look on this and click process lookup and nothing comes up and like, oh, there's no results. That's not the case. It can take up to 10 minutes for it to process a lookup. We notify you via email and or text message saying, hey, your contact lookup for this client is completed, and you come back into your client manager to view any details, and it'll display the phone numbers on here. And those phone numbers for the lookup will come up under these two sections. So they'll be populated right up there. So you'll be able to see that information on the client details right up there. So again, another tool and option for you for, like I said, if you have clients that just have, a property address and you have nothing else, you can do a lookup and it'll provide the phone number. It'll provide any information that they have. And then once you have that phone number, then you can do a contact and social lookup. So you might be able to do two-fold lookups and be able to provide all this information just by a property address. I mean, how amazing is that? I mean,
That is amazing.
I could just have a property address, and by looking up a phone number and then doing a social lookup, I might be able to provide all of this information. So it really is an incredible feature, a powerful feature, if you ask me, to be able to generate information and follow up with these clients with multiple communication preferences. I mean, it really is pretty cool. The last section I'm going to cover for today and is going to be the search tags. Search tags are easy ways to tag a client for a specific area or specific information. And you can use these for anything that you have. Let's say this person is a golfer. I'm going to put that on here. And the next one's going to be family and whatever, and hit save. So if you put those search tags on here and any type of search field in your client creator in your client manager, let's say you have a home that just popped up that you're selling that is on a golf course or in a golf community, you could go into your search, type in golfer or golf, and it'll pull up everybody that you had tagged that is in the golf or is a golfer or lives on golf, whatever it may be, and you can send them out an email with this listing right away. So by putting search tags on there, it allows you to find clients pretty quickly from the CRM. So I would recommend using these. I mean, you don't have to go crazy with them. But as your client list grows and it just makes it so much easier to manage when you can find information, relatively quickly instead of having to scroll through pages and pages of clients. By setting up the client the right way, from the start, down the line, it's going to make things a lot easier for you. So, all these little client types, these client statuses, search tags, all of that type of stuff, I would definitely recommend, doing. Again, just so that you have this information. You may not need it all right now, but as you're getting listings and you're trying to find buyers, and it just might be a great way to really stay in communication with them, down the line. So you may not remember something a couple months away. Who was that client that was looking for a golf course home or whatever it may be? If your memory's anything like mine, I'm not going to remember. So, but if you do that at the time and just do the search tags and just label them a little bit, it'll make your job a lot easier when needed. So again, just trying to reiterate, it's just a lot of things, little things that we try to make easy for the real estate agent to do in their CRM, giving them all the tools and making it really easy to manage. So I know this might be overwhelming and I moved pretty quick, 45 minutes, and I do know that. But there is so many tools on here that I'm just trying to cover with you. And primarily because you're receiving leads probably by now, or you're going to start receiving leads. So I just want you to be able to manage them and set them up the right way from the start. Because as this grows, and as they're receiving more and more leads, you start to develop a process that might be beneficial to you, and again, it just makes things a lot more manageable and much more under control. So I hope I explained that to you. As always, we are always recording these trainings so you can go back and test it out and watch the video again, just so you can match them up and mess around with them. So I do know that I try to move quickly through these to keep the Zoom trainings a little shorter, but I try and cover as much content as I can. Now, next week's training, I'm going to go over the search feature, some of the other, bells and whistles for the client manager that we have. We do have quite a few other ones that quite a few other tools that you can use. But again, I tried to go through the nuts and bolts of the client details just so you have them, for today, so that as you're generating leads, you can make sure that they're getting set up and activated the correct way. But before I end the meeting, at the beginning, I was trying to introduce Rand. He had a communication issue, but Rand Smith is the owner of Client Creator. He wasn't able to join us last week, but yeah, I've worked with Rand for whew, probably close to 20 years now developing this system, and he is the brains and the real estate brains behind Client Creator. And I'd like to have him say a few things here, Rand.
Well, Brandon, I'll just let everybody know what you do. I took my systems to him, all of them, and he turned them into bits and bytes. And for 10 years now, we've started to open it up to the people that attend the training from Rick Kurth, a 2-day event. So that's the only way you can get access in the Client Creator system. So you have access now. I've been in the business, gosh, I hate to say this, over 40 years. And that's in marketing and working with buyers and sellers. I have many assistants, but you don't have to have many assistants. But we'll go over some more of this later. But all of my content is saved in here as bits and bytes, and you will be getting emails from me with another system, and another system, and all the systems and things that I use to keep my sellers happy. And by the way, you have my listing presentation already. I do not lose a listing presentation. I know that's a bold statement, but it's planned. It's a planned listing presentation. I would urge you to look it up in your workbook and in your download of materials, and use the pre-listing package and the listing presentation. They're both worth their weight in gold, but you'll have many more systems coming out to you from me. Okay, I think that's it. Oh,
Yeah,
my
that's
claim
going
to
to be
fame.
it. Yeah, we're going to do part 2 of the CRM next week, same time. And again, if anybody has any questions that didn't get answered over the Zoom, please feel free to reach out to our support team. Many of you have been in contact. You know that they're very responsive, and we'll help you out in any way we can to try to get you on the right track.
Thank you very much.
Have a great day, everybody. Thank you.